Happy Friday, Ravens fans. My name is Joey Petersen. You are watching the Ravens Rundown. We got a big news dump for you guys today on the show. We're going to start off with Teddye Buchanan giving a little bit of news on how that inside linebacker position battle is going for him. Then after that, Derrick Henry had a lot of glowing things to say about Lamar Jackson. We're going to talk about the Justin Tucker news that came about yesterday, and we're going to round this out with everyone's favorite Ravens wide receiver, Diontae Johnson, and the ridiculousness that he brought upon himself this week. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, because if you do it right now, that helps us win our June AFC North sub battle, which we are currently in second place. Last time we checked this, we were in third, so we've moved it up in the rankings. Still 8 subscribers behind Steelers Talk. This sub battle ends on what? Tuesday? Wednesday? Whatever the last day of June is, or the first day of July, that's when this ends. We don't have much time left. I need you guys to help me out. Hit that subscribe button. Let's prove to everybody in the AFC North that Ravens fans run this thing. Let's start off with Teddye Buchanan. We all know that the inside linebacker position battle is going to be the most intriguing and most exciting and most interesting battle in camp, okay? Trenton Simpson at the end of the season got benched. Let's just call a spade a spade. He did not play. 0 snaps in both playoff games. That was for a reason. Well, he's trained a lot this summer with Roquan Smith, feels really, really good about where he's at, and then the Baltimore Ravens draft Teddye Buchanan, a really athletic linebacker out of Cal. But the great thing is for him going into this position battle, he's got a great mindset. Here's what the linebacker had to say. I just control what I can control. I try to show up every day and do what I can do. Whatever that leads to, that is really out of my hands ultimately. For me, it's all about focusing on the process and just letting the result take care of itself. And this is a phenomenal attitude from the kid, right? He's still very, very young. This is going to be his first year in the National Football League. And to have this mindset, this thought process going into it of, hey, I'm going to do what I can, but ultimately at the end of the day, I'm not going to be able to control the result. Focus on the process. That's what Nick Saban did. And Nick Saban's the greatest winner of all time, pretty much across any major sport. Let's talk a little bit more about Teddye Buchanan. He's really, really solid in coverage. That is his greatest strength, or one of his greatest strengths as a linebacker. He's an above-average athlete, which is really, really great. The one thing I really like about him is he played 4 years at UC Davis and then transferred to Cal, and he showed 0 issues with the competition jump from UCD to Cal. And so hopefully the same goes for his jump from college football to the National Football League. The one kind of bad part about him was at Cal, most of his tackles were assisted tackles. You know, he just kind of got there late, helped clean things up, and not a lot of them were solo. Not only does he have a great mindset about the battle, but he just has a great mindset about where he is on this roster and what team he's on. He says, at the Ravens, it means something to be a linebacker. That's something I've heard and something I've noticed and felt. My thoughts on Teddye are, I really believe that this kid is going to be special. I think he's going to be a stud one day. It might not be this next year. He might be too young. He might need to sit under Trenton Simpson for a season, and then we'll see where he goes, and we see where he's at in year 2. But I've got all the faith in the world in his skill set, but most importantly, in his character. Who do you think starts out of Teddye Buchanan and Trenton Simpson? Let me know in the comment section down below by typing their initials. If you think it's Simpson, give me a TS. If you think it's Buchanan, go ahead, give me a TB. We are not just talking about what Teddye Buchanan had to say. We're talking about what Derrick Henry had to say on Lamar Jackson. He went on the Rich Eisen show this week, and he had glowing praises for his quarterback. He's different to me, said Henry. He's the best player in the game. I feel like it's been that way for a while. When he steps on the field and he's healthy, the game is never over. A play is never over. And he's the 2-time MVP for a reason. I think it's only going to get better from here. And I detect 0 lies with what he's saying. Okay, we all know that feeling that we have when Lamar Jackson is extending a play and we're like, no. And then something magical happens and we're like, of course, it's Lamar Jackson. That's what he does. When he's fully healthy, he's the best quarterback, maybe the best player in the entire National Football League. okay? And the fact that Derrick Henry sees that now, and it really only took him 1 year to see it, it's no surprise to me, especially when that 1 year was this past year for Lamar. 4,000 yards through the air, 41 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 915 rushing yards with that all as well. And the great thing about this duo, the great thing about these two players together is they're great on their own. Lamar was great before Derrick Henry came in town. Derrick Henry was wonderful when he was a Tennessee Titan. But when they're together, they bring out the best in each other. You look at their rushing statistics combined in 2024, 2,800 yards, 166 yards a game, 20 freaking touchdowns. Oh, and also just 6.25 yards a carry. They were almost unstoppable. Think about that playoff game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. 6 yards a carry in that playoff game. They ran all over Mike Tomlin and the quote-unquote steel curtain. They make each other better, and I'm so excited to see them continue to do that in 2025. What say you guys? Is Lamar and Henry the best quarterback running back duo in the league? If you think it is, like the video. And if you think they're not, then go ahead, tell me who is. Coming up, we got 2 more news items to get to, and then we'll let you go all on your way. Enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. But before that, if you guys want to enjoy next weekend and look the coolest while doing it, go to chatsports.com/RavensUSA. Support the Stars and Stripes. Support the black and purple by getting this t-shirt at a very affordable price. I know you guys got some awesome plans for the 4th. I love the 4th of July. I'm actually going to be on vacation with my wife and her family. We're going to have a lot of fun. If you guys want to look the best and have the best time, chatsports.com/RavensUSA is where you need to go. That link is in the comments and description of today's video. Alrighty, we got some new news on Justin Tucker, okay? I know Justin Tucker is no longer a Baltimore Raven, but I still feel like this is something that is worthy of talking about because his suspension became official yesterday. 10 games of the 2025 regular season for violating the NFL's personal conduct policy. The league officially announced yesterday. Now, I will say, he still can participate in training camp for whichever team he signs on with. He still also can participate in the preseason with whichever team he signs on with. But on roster cutdown day is officially when this 10-game suspension goes into place. The interesting thing about this is the severity of it. 10 games is a lot. And Jonas Schaefer kind of puts it into perspective. He said from January, the NFL prescribes at least a 6-game suspension for more serious violations of the personal conduct policy. Factors such as, quote, pattern of conduct and, quote, offenses that involve planning can increase punishments. So when you got all that information, 10 games is a lot. And because of that, I just really think you can't look at it any other way than Baltimore made the correct choice. It wasn't an easy choice. It's a choice that a lot of you guys still disagree with. But I think at the end of the day, moving on from Justin Tucker was the right thing to do. And now after that 10-game suspension, I think John Harbaugh and Eric DeCosta agree with me now more than ever. Last up, we got to talk about Diontae Johnson. I know he only had about a 2-month, maybe not even 2-month, about a month and a half stint with the Baltimore Ravens, but man, did he leave his mark. And he's continuing to do so, even though he's not on the team. He's actually on his 2nd team since he left the Baltimore Ravens about, 6 months ago? He went on Sports and Suits podcast earlier this week, and they were talking about his time last year because it was a very tumultuous 2024 season for him. Was on 3 different teams, started with Carolina, then went to Baltimore, then went to Houston, actually ended up back in Baltimore, but Baltimore really just claimed his rights. Here's what Johnson had to say. He said, I wasn't getting into no run plays, no passing plays or nothing. It was cold. Into the 3rd, going into the 4th. They were like, Tay, we need you. I was like, nah, I don't think it's a good idea for me. Like, my legs are already ice cold. And I didn't want to go out there and put bad stuff on film. Ugh, that's so frustrating. He's so frustrating. He spent 60 days in Baltimore, and I feel like he's maybe everybody's top 5 most hated Raven of all time. And he was there for 2 months. Maybe not even that much. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Your team is asking you to go into a game. in my opinion, I feel like this was probably the Philadelphia game. So a massive game against the Eagles. And you're saying, nah, my legs are cold. I don't want to put anything bad on tape. As if you're a college player trying to get drafted into the NFL. As if it's not your job. As if you're a high school player trying to get looked at by recruits and saying, you know what, if I go into this game and if I play bad, then Alabama and Texas and Tennessee, they might not offer me. No, you're in the National Football League. This is your job. You're getting paid millions to do it. Go into the freaking game when you get asked to. Okay? When I look back at it, trading for him was very, very dumb. But I will say, John Harbaugh and Eric DeCosta kind of made up for it because cutting him, let's face it, was genius. It might have been the smartest thing they've ever done. After this game, they suspended him. He was suspended for a week, and I think they cut him the week after that. I just love that last year they said, you know what, we got a good chance to do some big things this season. We're not going to let any kind of culture problem drag us down, which is exactly, in my opinion, what Diontae Johnson was. Tell me down below, what's your one-word reaction to Johnson's quote we just read? Mine is ridiculous, but you let me know your answer in the comment section. And while y'all are down there, you'll be able to find the links to my Twitter and the link to my Instagram. Go ahead and give me a follow there at Joey Petersen on both of those platforms. And if you guys haven't already, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. If you're still watching, we're like 11 and a half minutes through this thing. It's obvious you like it, okay? So let's make the thing Facebook official and hit that subscribe button.